Hello everybody, welcome back to another Train Sim World 5 news video. This is for the Thomas and Friends DLC, which does now have a release date, which as you can see in bold there, is March the 20th. So we've got, what's that, less than a week? Yeah, I mean that's, well, 3 days until this releases, so quite last minute. We have got a trailer here. It is muted because it will be copyrighted. I think we've actually seen this one before. Yeah, we have seen this one before. So we'll just flick through there and just get Thomas on the West Somerset Railway. So pours a bit of life into that coming, well, spring 2025, which is, as now we know, March the 20th. So embark on a special journey as Thomas the Tank Engine makes his debut in Train Sim World 5 on the 20th of March. A new adventure begins, so you've actually finally got a look of all of the stock available. So you've got Diesel there, Annie and Clarabelle, and the Troublesome Trucks, all of their faces on, which I believe are animated. Naturally, the star of the show is Thomas the Tank Engine, with his friends Annie and Clarabelle joining him. Adding an element of mischief is Diesel and the Troublesome Trucks. What will they get up to? Unlike previous add-ons, the gameplay here is entirely story-driven, with a fun narrative that follows the adventures of Thomas and his friends during their visit to the West Somerset Railway. Let's have a little look at that again, because that is a pretty nice shot. So introducing the characters, so you've got Thomas the Tank Engine. There he is there with a little grin on his face, cheeky bugger. Thomas, oh there you go, cheeky tank engine, and he often gets into scraps, usually by being over-eager to do things best left to bigger and more sensible engines. But clowns never last long in Thomas's life, and he is soon bustling about again, playing his part in the railway. Lovingly recreated in TSW5, players can ride along with Thomas and make use of his signature peep peep whistle, whether shunting, moving passengers with Annie or Clarabelle, or just going for a ride along the scenic coastline. Thomas will have a great time having new adventures in Somerset. There he is there as well. Driving with Thomas has been set up to be as intuitive and accessible as possible for everybody to enjoy. Throttle and brake controls are simplified, and Thomas, being so reliable and useful, has been given permission by the West Somerset Railway to go beyond the real world speed limits, as otherwise you'd be going at 25 miles an hour with a full way, which would be extremely boring. Annie and Clarabelle are Thomas's faithful coaches. Annie only carries passengers, whereas Clarabelle is a composite coach. They are like twin sisters. Cool. Diesel, which does look pretty cool. Diesel is often the foil to Thomas and his other friends. He believes himself to be the most important and useful engine, even in Somerset. He believes steam engines are no match for diesels, but at the end of the day he is unlikely ally to the other engines. Players will be able to step into Diesel's cab for the very first time. Like Thomas, his controls are accessible with a simple throttle and brake. He won't be as fast as Thomas, but that won't stop him moving things around Thomas's visit to the West Somerset Railway. Troublesome Trucks and Brake Van. Based on mixed good wagons, the Troublesome Trucks are rascals on the... What's that guy wearing on his head there? I think that's like lighting on his hair. Or is it meant to be a hard hat? I don't know. Though the stock includes trucks and a brake van, these will only be compatible with Thomas characters, which are uniquely modelled within the game to interact with one another. They will not be able to couple to existing Train Sim World locomotives and rolling stock. So you've then got Sir Topham Hatt, there he is there. The main man himself, that Dunster I think. Sir Topham Hatt is the director of the railway and is responsible for making sure the engines are always right on time. His biggest pet peeve is confusion and delay. Sir Topham Hatt accompanies Thomas to the West Somerset Railway following an invite from Mr. Peters. He will also be keeping a close eye on Diesel. Mr. Peters, extending an invite to Thomas and his friends to the West Somerset Railway, is Mr. Peters, a long-time friend of Sir Topham Hatt. Mr. Peters has always wanted to meet Thomas, especially after being told how reliable and useful he is. So cool, another nice shot there. Following an invitation from the mainland, Sir Topham Hatt has been asked if his engines can visit the West Somerset Railway for a special weekend where people can see the North Western Railway's finest. Sir Topham Hatt has decided to let Thomas go and visit the mainland with Annie and Clarabelle. Operate special trains along the mainland's longest standard gauge heritage railway. But wait, Diesel was being his mischievous self and wants to join in on the adventure. He's followed Thomas to West Somerset and is determined to play tricks on him to prove that he is Topham Hatt's most useful engine. The adventures take place across 8 scenarios on the West Somerset Railway. Be careful, some of the scenarios have 2 different outcomes depending on whether players can successfully complete the tasks. Okay, interesting. The scenarios are narrated by Mark Morrigan, who is the narrator of the television series 17 to 21. They sound like newer ones, with subtitles available and simple cutscenes to help tell the story between tasks completed by the player. How will the adventures unfold? That is not for us to say, but hunting down objects, dealing with Diesel's antics, and preparing for a special event all form part of the story. Lovely, and there is tutorials as well. So additional gameplay on top of the narrative of the scenarios. An alternative timetable will be available on the West Somerset Railway route with all Thomas and Friends characters, as well as the Diesel class 47 and 09, which will be on there as well. And look at that. And yeah, within free roam you can take it on any route you want. Yeah, so that's it's all over the place there. That's Riesa Dresden. A few West Somerset Railway improvements, so conductor mode, new suspension, and also a bit of foliage, and that's for free for all players. Cool, so I think we've already talked about that, and this is going to be £19.99, but of course you do need West Somerset Railway as well. Hang on. There's going to be a whole separate version of Train Sim World 5 Thomas and Friends edition for £29.99. And I believe there is going to be a bundle with the Thomas DLC, which gives you the West Somerset Railway, as you do need to have the West Somerset Railway to then get the Thomas DLC on top of it. But there we go, this comes out on the 20th of March, there is a preview on the 19th. Are you guys looking forward to it? Do let me know. The screenshots do actually look pretty cool. Links can be found in all the usual places, Discord, PayPal, merch store. Apart from that, do comment below what do you think. See you all, take care, bye guys.